Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Jess. Today we're gonna have Erin, the Natural Minded Mama, which is a friend of mine. I'm so excited to have her. We're gonna be talking all the things, lifestyle, mom, Instagram, content, design. This is a good one. You don't wanna miss it. Okay, I have Erin, the Natural Minded Mama, on my podcast today, and I'm so excited.
Thank you. I am honored to be your very first guest.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like so excited right now. And we have so much good stuff to talk about. I feel like, you know, I kind of want to do a little intro of you and so people know who you are and like they can follow your page and all those things. But I also want to like talk about, you know, how me and you met and everything. But
it's a story.
Kind of give everybody like who you are and what you do.
So I am Erin. I run my Instagram profile, The Natural Minded Mama, and I have cultivated this community of women that are kind of focused on wellness, overall health, living a little less toxic overall, but then like a little bit of lifestyle here and there. I started my account, honestly, back in like 2018?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
But it was more like, back then, you know, the whole idea of influencers and Instagram, it was different. It was kind of the wild, wild west. Like we were all figuring out, what is this? Like, what are we gonna do? And back then I was just kind of doing a little bit of lifestyle, decor. Our paths kind of crossed with the decor space, also calligraphy. But it wasn't until really like I had Merritt, my oldest, that I kind of found my niche and my place, because with her, I had an unmedicated birth. You know, it was very more natural minded, like more in line of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And like
I finally,
and I finally felt like I found my voice and my calling and my niche. But then life happens, you know how it goes. Once I had my second baby, I kind of documented my home birth, having a water birth. And that was really the point, because that was in 2021. When we were all so bored because of COVID and we were all in the house, that it just grew and blossomed. And that is where my community really started kind of showing up for me. And over the years, it's just morphed into this giant platform of millennial moms trying to live a little bit less toxic in the gray. And it's been a reflection of my life.
I know, I envy you. I try to be like you as much as I can.
You're doing great.
I'm your non/crunchy friend
that
tries.
There is grace in the gray. And honestly, like that is what my platform is really like trying to move forward to, is that grace and the gray, like trying to do a little bit better, not perfect, because perfect is it's too much at the end of the day. It's not attainable. So.
Yeah. So, you know, how we met and became friends is like a really interesting story.
It is.
You know, it's funny because Erin and I, we sat next to each other at church for, it was probably a few years.
You were pregnant with Penelope. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, like you saw me in that phase of life, and then we kind of
I was pregnant too with Merritt.
Yeah, because they're the same age. So yeah, going back, like we have kids that are same age, basically. Our daughters are in school together, and then we have our youngest boys. They're in little church class together. But yeah, like sitting there, you know, it's just so funny that we like did not speak to each other, but like knew who each other was. And I don't know why we did that, but it makes so much sense now for some reason. It's like God works in these weird ways.
But think about it. If we would not have like had our paths cross on Instagram back in the day when you were doing kind of decor and kind of like having that as your side hobby, and if I wasn't doing a little bit of that either, like I don't think our friendship would have blossomed into what it is now. Like we wouldn't have had that
That's why it's just like, it almost like makes me emotional, because I'm just like, it's just people that come into your life and you're like, oh my gosh, like, how did I not know this person for so long? And like somebody in your life that you like want to trust, like you can trust and like gets along with you and understands you. And like those people are hard to find. Yeah, you know, I've been through a lot with like friendships and things like that. And like, I love my people. And like, I just want to have my people, you know, close to me. But connections and like our story and how that all went. It was just, you know, we started chatting. Yeah. Or no, we didn't even chat at church. We met at school.
Yeah.
Like we officially met at school,
Yep.
I feel like. And then we were like, wait, we've sat next to each other in school or in church and all these things. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. So like going back to like Merritt and Penelope are in first grade now together. They were in kindergarten together. And then, you know, you had Everett, and then let's get into a little bit about Everett and like your story and just about that part of it changed you and you were like in this darker place.
As far as Everett's story goes, you know, I went into that pregnancy. So he was my third baby. I went into that pregnancy in a very good spot. Like I was probably the healthiest I have ever been. Like I did all the stereotypical things like, right, perfect. Like as perfect as you can possibly get. And at the end of the day, like I still had the rug pulled out from underneath me. He was born with an undiagnosed congenital issue called congenital diaphragmatic hernia, which led us to Eggleston for almost 6 months. He was on life support. He had 3 different surgeries before he was even a month old. And, you know, being someone that tried to control everything in my life, good, bad, and different, I did. Like I had to let go, and I had to let go of that control. And, you know, during the hospital, I feel like you are in such an adrenaline rush that like you can't really focus on everything else going on.
You're just like in survival mode.
You are.
You're just like, I need this baby to live and I need to come out.
And once we got to that place where, okay, Everett is coming home, Everett is going to be okay. Like we're going to have bumps in the road and it's going to be challenging. But once we got home, that was when I hit the dark place. And I feel like that is something that like we don't really talk about from like a mom standpoint, having a medical complex kid standpoint. Like I felt like people viewed me as once you get home, you're fine. Your baby's home. Your baby is alive. Like you are in a good spot. Like everything should be kind of going back to normal.
For
and
sure.
it was not at all. And that was when the reality of everything that just transpired in the 5-6 months that we were living in the hospital like hit me. And, you know, I had 2 other kids at home.
Which was so hard.
Which I was not present for. I was not showing up. And then it's a different kind of scared, fear, stress, whatever you want to call it. Being with your new baby at home at 6 months old, having to be up pumping, having to watch the feeding tube, having to make sure he gets his medication every 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever it was. Like I wasn't sleeping. And I went into a sleep deprivation spiral. Put on top of that all of the trauma of everything that just happened. And I mean, it sent me to a very dark place. Like so he was born in my bathroom, precipitous labor, you know that. My husband was in the other room. Like it was planned, but it was not planned to go that way. But every time I walked into the bathroom, it was a trigger for me. Like it was a trigger because it was just reliving that very traumatic experience over and over and over again.
You're like I felt like
I felt like I could not escape at all. Like it felt like I was constantly living in that dark place. And, you know, I reached out, I got help, you know, I started therapy, I got on medication, and it was better, but I was still so triggered in my own house. And again, that's something I feel like we don't talk about very often is just how triggering something like that could be. And then that's kind of what led us to moving. Honestly, because when I started, one night I was up with Everett and I saw our house on Zillow. We were not looking for a house. But it was just like, when you know, you know. And I got this like gut pinching feeling. And the next morning,
this is the next step.
I told Elijah, I was like, we need to go look at this house. And he was like, what are you talking about? And you know my husband, like he is so type A. He's just like
giggle man.
I
love his giggle. He's so sweet.
He's
too.
not someone to be like, yeah, Aaron, okay, like let's go look at this house. But there just so happened to be, what do you call it, an open house that weekend. And he was like, okay, I'm sure. Like, I think at that point he was just trying to do anything and everything to make me happy or to help me get out of that dark spot that he was like, sure, we'll go look at it. But it was one of those things, like when we pulled up in that house, not putting an offer or anything on it, but like when I first saw that house and first saw the piece of property, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like this is going to be the new season of Aaron, like the rebirth, the getting out of the dark place, this is what I need.
Yeah.
And like, we walked through the threshold of the front door and I'm like, oh my God, this is my house.
I know.
Like,
I bet that still like gives you
so
chills.
crazy. And then the next day was our wedding anniversary, and we put in an offer on the house. Like, it was such a godsend, kind of like when you and I met. Like, life is all about timing, and timing is everything. And it was part of God's timing that was the house to pull me out of the dark place, to give me that rebirth, to give me that new season. And it's just been so good, like, to get out of that super dark place.
And it kind of goes to show, like, this is like the part that makes me love my job.
Yeah.
Because like a house to me, I just feel like it's such a place for you to have peace and to reset and to feel like comfortable. And
absolutely. Girl, I want to enjoy my mortgage. Like, if I'm going to invest in it and pay for it, like, I want my home to be a sanctuary and like a place of restoration, a place of peace, a place that I can find comfort in, to grow in, and like we can build our family in, like, long term.
Yeah. And
so
that,
important.
I mean, and like the design aspect of it, like, you know, you pulled up to the house and you're just like, I know I want this house, whether it was pretty or not pretty.
It was a little, it
first of
struggled
all,
a little bit.
The house is so pretty. So
Thank you.
Yes, we had to tweak a few things, but that's okay. But like, you know, the land, and you got your cows, and like you got all these things that like are just so peaceful in life. Picking up the poop is not, but
no, it's definitely not.
The cow poop. But you know, I mean, you knew, like, when you pulled up, like, that was it. And like, that was going to be your piece. And so, you know, when we started talking about like design and like getting it to a place, like, that's also like a great, fun activity to do, you know, to keep your mind going. And like, I feel like when you come into a fresh new space and you're decorating it, and like, it makes your mind happy.
Yeah, it does. And for us, like, when we moved into this house, you know, before in our marriage, and I'm sure you guys were like this when you first got married, a lot of our furniture and decor and all of those things, like, it was either hand-me-downs, stuff we got on clearance, stuff that he had left over from when he was a bachelor, stuff that I had left. Like, it was a mismatch of everything. But then, you know, we went pretty quickly into having kids, and we kind of invested more into their rooms and their stuff. But like, our overall space, it wasn't there. So when we moved into this new house, like, I mean, you know, I basically got rid of everything, and I started over from square one.
But I love that.
Yeah.
Like,
a total fresh start. Rebirth.
It's like, all right, everything in this house is staying.
Yeah.
I'm getting all new stuff. No, I love that. I mean, because like, well, for a designer, that's like,
it's great for you.
Like my favorite
but
thing.
for my
is
husband,
to, like,
he's like, wait, what? We have to buy
we're
what?
buying this house plus everything that's going into it. Okay, so we kind of dabbled in a couple rooms, which we're still kind of working on, but like the exterior was like your
that was
big
what I
thing.
wanted to change. Yes,
that was like when you saw the exterior, you knew you didn't absolutely love it.
It was so blue,
and it was very blue, and it had lots of beautiful stone. Like the bones of the house are so awesome, you know.
Right.
But it needed to be bright and cherry, you know, like when you pull up. So we did exterior design, and like, what made you want to like pull the trigger on the exterior first? Like, as your big project?
So our house overall, I mean, it's about close to 30 years old, and the previous owners tried to upgrade it a little bit, which for them, like, it was probably more of a reflection on them and like their style, but it was very, very like farmhouse, which wasn't necessarily my style. And the exterior needed updates, the interior needed updates as well, as far as like floors, a lot of that, like cosmetic bathroom. And when we sat and thought about like, what do we want to do first? Like, where do we want to put our money first? Like, do we want to start kind of gutting the inside of the house, or do we want to go outside? And one of Elijah's only asks when buying this house was, can we get rid of the blue paint?
Oh yeah.
On the
okay.
outside?
So you're like, that's gotta be.
So I'm like, yes, I agree. The blue is just, it's very blue. It made the house kind of like disappear into the woods.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. It kind of disappears.
You know, it really did. So we went back and forth on like, do we want to do the bathrooms first? Do we want to rip all the flooring out and get new flooring?
And by the
wanna
way,
go
the
first?
bathrooms and stuff are not that, like the house.
Girl.
Some little things, but it's not, I mean, it's a pretty house
Thank
inside.
you.
Like, it's not a full gut.
Yeah. No, not,
You know.
it's not like a 1940s,
You just need to
50s house that
freshen
you
it
have to
up,
completely,
like
no. Yeah.
cosmetic
It's
changes.
just, it needs some major cosmetic stuff, but which still would be a chunk of money.
Yeah.
But we were like, what do we want to do first? And one, Elijah really wanted the house not to be blue, and I agreed with that. But I wanted that wow factor.
Yeah.
The property is far off the road. When you pull up the driveway, it's kind of like you go up a hill, and then you get to the top of the hill, and you see the house. Like, I wanted the house to pop.
Be like, wow.
Pop.
And there's nothing like
Majorly
a
pop.
white farmhouse.
Right.
It's just so
Right.
pretty.
And you know me, like, I wish I could live in my little, like, French chateau in the countryside.
Dude,
Like-
you're getting that.
Like,
that's like
what
happening.
I wanted it to look like a French country estate. Like, I wanted you to roll up to the house and feel like you were in France or in England or something like that.
You definitely
So
getting that vibe.
We figured, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
Let's absolutely go for
So
it.
then we had to determine whether you wanted to German schmear or like,
I
think
never
that's
thought
what it
that
was.
would be so hard
Is
to, like,
the stone.
decide on.
It's so beautiful
Yes.
though.
So we went back and forth on the stone. So my house is, a large chunk of it is just, it's covered in stone. But the thing that got tricky was we also have a carriage house that attaches, but the carriage house was built, 20 years after the main house. So a lot of the stone on the carriage house versus what's on like the front of the house versus what's on the side of it's all different.
Okay.
It's all different. And while the normal person coming up my driveway, like, they're not going to see it. But after living there, I'm like, wait a second. This looks like cobblestone, and it's more of like a brown undertone.
Yeah.
Everything on the carriage house and the side of the house is pulling red. And it's a different kind of stone overall. It got on my last nerve to no end.
Is it? Yeah. I mean,
like-
exteriors are like the hardest
Yes.
thing to do. I mean, because if you mess up something, it's like such a big mess up,
And
you know?
when we were going back and forth on the design and you were like, you should paint, smear, whatever the stone. I was like, Jessica, what?
I mean, a lot
wanted
of people,
to.
I'm like, just paint it, fully white.
Yeah.
But like, some people don't have the budget to do that. Or honestly, it's just hard to find somebody, to do that German schmear type look.
It is. I never realized
And
it was so
it's
hard.
risky.
Yeah.
But you found like the perfect person. And
I
it looks
found
incredible.
An angel.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
found.
but I feel like you made all the right decisions.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I took your design, I ran with it, and then just tweaked the German schmear a little bit. Because I'm like, I kind of want it to be a little distressed.
Well, and it's hard
and
to
give
like
you
show that. in the
and
design
give you
perfectly.
that like English manner, whatever vibe.
Yeah.
So I had him just do like one little section to start. And that kind of like rustic-y, fading look. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it looks
This
so good.
is it.
Yeah, it looks so good. And I mean, what intimidated you about like doing the outside? Was it just like,
Girl, painting stone is so scary.
I know, we kind of just talked about that. I mean, it's just like,
But that's the
because
thing,
you can't
right?
go back.
You can't go back.
Once you paint
well, like you
stone.
could, but one, it would be a lot
Yeah.
of money and probably damage the stone a little bit, right?
well, it's like siding you can
Yeah.
paint and like repaint,
Right.
but it's still just
this-
such an expense.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I figured if we were going to go all in, like,
Yeah.
we might as well just
Go all in.
go all in and see what happens. But it was hard, right? Because most of what I was finding online was brick painted. Like, I couldn't find that cobbly stone look painted. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I really didn't know what I was about to do.
Yeah.
Like, because it is so vastly different, like the texture of it, all of it overall. But I mean,
It looks so good. I
I
can't
went
wait to
in.
show everybody. It's going to look so
me
good.
too. I'm so excited.
It'll be done tomorrow.
I
Maybe. So, okay, one of my last questions would be like, what with your whole house,
Mm-hmm.
the inside, like what made you want to like bring in a professional to help you?
Girl, I don't have time.
Yeah.
So-
and it's just like, you're good. You have great
Yeah,
style.
thank
Like when
you.
I came in your house, like I was just like, oh my gosh, like you picked out such good pieces and but it's like, this is how so many of my clients
Yeah.
are. Like they don't have time to source stuff.
Right.
And they just, they want to make sure what they're buying is going to look good.
Right.
So that's where like we come in and we show you that vision and
Yep.
everybody loves that part. They're
You know
like,
what I
okay.
think you do good though? So what is cool for people like me that we know what we like. We're very particular on what we like, but we just don't know how to like put it all together and
That
make
is
it
a big
flow
thing.
and make it cohesive. Like you bring that side of design and that niche to life, right?
Yeah.
Like you know how to be like, Erin, these are good pieces, but if you just add this rug, move this lamp over, maybe change up this on the shelf, like it'll give you that like Bridgerton vibe that you want.
Yeah.
As to me, I'm just like, I'm scrolling on Instagram and I'm seeing influencers like posting their decor. And I'm like, oh, that looks good. Let me buy that. Let me buy that. But then I get it.
But then you get it all and you're
I'm
like, wait.
What do I do with it? So
it's a perfect example of like what people actually do, because
listen,
people scroll Instagram, scroll. Then they end up spending all this money on stuff and they're like, don't know how to put it together. And I'm like, I can save you money. If you just listen to what I want, like you should buy, and then you don't end up buying 5 rugs and returning 3, or whatever. Like, it's just like, that is the hard part. And that's the time consuming part.
Absolutely.
Because people will buy stuff, return it, or buy,
It's such a waste of money. You know what? I had this misconception going into kind of utilizing you and getting your help that like, or not a misconception, more of a reservation for me. Like, what if she pulls something I absolutely hate? Like, do I tell her? Like, what if I have to buy it? And I think that a lot of women probably think that when they seek out a designer. But the cool thing about it is if I didn't like it, I was just like, hey, Jessica, I think I want to go a little bit more this way or a little bit more that way. But you also did a good job of like giving me 2 or 3 different options, like to begin with, to kind of get a feel for what I like and what I really envisioned in my space to bring my space to life and be a reflection of Erin. And again, I think you do a good job at that. Like you're so detailed about collecting the information from your clients. And I can speak on that obviously, because I had to write a couple paragraphs, but like really taking that time and investing in your clients to get a sense of like, what do they really like? Like I know for me, I literally think I said something along the lines of, Jessica, I want to feel like I'm in a modern episode of Bridgerton. I want my house to look like that. And I'm like,
unfortunately, front gate's going to be your friend, and it's not cheap.
It is not cheap.
And I hate to like, I'm not bashing interior designers or anything, but like when I started the business, I wanted something that was different than what they offer. And like, I wanted to be this personable person that people felt like they could tell me they hated it. Yeah. And let's redo it.
You definitely are. And I don't even say that from a friend standpoint, like you are.
Oh, thank you. But that's what I wanted to base my business on was that like, if you feel comfortable telling me that you don't like something and like, we will change it. And I'm not going to force stuff on you that's not your style. And to be honest, that's what a lot of designers, that's what they get a bad rap.
That's where my
because
hesitation
of that.
was.
Yeah. And it's a lot of money and it's like, all these things. And so that's just, I love to hear that because that is literally what my business model was built on.
And I think that you're good at being versatile too, because like, think about it, our styles are different. I mean, they have a little
I love your
overlap.
Style,
but like, you didn't come into my space and my house and try to make it look like Jessica.
No.
At all. And again, to go back to your point, I think that that's what a lot of women, what our fear is in like reaching out and getting a designer and thinking that we can just scroll Instagram and collect all of these little mismatched pieces and put them together in a cohesive manner.
Yeah.
And most of us can't. Or if we can, we don't have the time. Yeah. Which, to go back to your question, a lot of it had to do with me like collaborating with you because I just don't have the time. Technically I'm a business owner. I'm a full-time content creator. I'm a mom. I'm driving like everywhere around the state of Georgia.
Side note, she drives pretty far to go to school and I convinced her to stay.
Yes.
And I hope she continues to stay.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
I love our school. Yeah, I know.
But like time is money at the end of the day too. Yeah. And something else cool about working with you and your team is, for me, like, yes, I know what I like. And yes, Front Gate is awesome. Yeah. I love like their French country vibe. But you also have this like repository of thousands of pieces of furniture and wall art and everything else that you can easily be like,
Don't spend that on that.
Yeah, don't spend that. I have a dupe of this restoration hardware piece, or hey, Erin, you like French country.
Yeah.
I already know like 20 pieces of art that would work in your house, where for me,
yeah, you're like,
I would be like Googling French country art, and like the same for floral prints would come up that I don't want.
You're like, I don't know what I want. But see, that's the great thing about like having the visual.
Yeah.
Making sure you like what you're going to buy. Yeah. And seeing it, you know.
And I love that you do like the 3D, like rendering or whatever.
We've been having fun with that recently.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I mean, we love it, and we love you, and I'm just so appreciative that you did this podcast with me, and yeah.
And can I just say I'm so proud of you for like branching off and doing this.
I know this is so out of my comfort zone.
I know, but it's gonna be so good. Like no one else is doing a podcast like on design elements, mom life, whatever.
I want to be like that virtual interior designer.
Yes.
That does it all, but can help people personally.
I can personally
lifestyle.
testify that you are a godsend when it comes to interior design, whether you want to just start over from square one, or if you want to like put your own pieces and have you put a spin on it. You are so, so good at what you do in your craft.
Thank you.
So proud of you.
Thanks. Well, I love you, and thank you again.
No, thank you, and thank you for having me.
Cool.